Hey guys, so the next character that we will be talking about is Cor. He will be getting his BT probably in around 24 hours from now or slightly more. So let's discuss about his kit. So first of all, whether his FR should be used as main or an echo. So the thing is that his FR is actually suitable to be used as main if you are going for an off-turn fight, and if the enemy actually does take a lot of turns and you have a full unit that does a lot of off-turn damage. So because every off-turn is 5%, and then during the player's turn you get additional of 40 if your party is hitting 9,999 brave damage. But the concern here is that lately we have characters like Warrior of Light, Rubicante, especially for Rubicante, right? He have off turn as well. And during enemy's turn when they attack your party, you gain like 40% of HP damage bonus. So that overall increases the HP damage bonus faster. So in that case, Cor, which was released like several months back, kind of like have the older kit where you rely on your turn and off-turn damage to increase the HP damage bonus up. So lately I would actually prefer to use off-turn FR where the enemy attack our party and we gain a bonus, because if you done it right you can quickly get it up all the way to 999%. So overall in that situation, if you have Rubicante and Cor in the same party, I would actually recommend that you go for Rubicante as main FR, not Cor. Also the fact that Rubicante definitely you need to use his FR because that's where he get his immortality, right? So in this case, I would recommend that use him mainly as Echo. In fact, when I use him in JP, I never use him for anything else. I use him for Echo. And since Cor is also suitable for a rush down strategy, so definitely you will never use him as a main FR in that case, because all of the other characters that we are getting, and in fact will be getting, are going to have generic 70 to 80% HP damage bonus up. So Cor's 40% will not be that relevant anymore. Right, so with that, I'm giving him a 3 or 5. How about Cor's BT? So Cor's BT, what happened is that he allows the party to all have his Oath of Absolute Defense buff. So before that, you only can do it on one unit, and then if you use it on another unit, then the first unit will not have that buff anymore. So with his BT, now you can link to 2 units. So especially when an enemy is attacking a party and they are attacking all, then Cor Preemptive Strike will trigger 3 times. And that's incredibly good. And on top of that, his buff, apart from allowing him to do the preemptive attack, he also provides the party with 80% brave and HP damage reduction, as well as the party cannot be broken. So it does bring the additional defense and offense to the party, in the sense that now you have that extra protection and being able to deal more preemptive strike. So overall, I would say his BT is actually a very good BT. If you really want to main Cor, I would recommend you to go for his BT. But do keep in mind, if like you are using Cor mainly as a unit to help boost your damage, like you enter a T-Fast BT phase and then you have Cor doing preemptive strike every single turn to increase the overall damage during a BT phase, then you don't really need Cor's BT. Although I would argue that that 30% HP damage limit up is still very relevant at this point, and also the extra stats like the brave damage up and everything does make you hit harder. So I would like really unlikely to use a character without a BT at this point, but I believe you are a new character, a new player, then it will matter a lot. So if you can save up on certain BT, do note that Cor is still very good without his BT, right? So the reason, let us discuss about it, is that his kit is really good. I would give a 10 over 10 for his kit. That's because of how versatile his kit is. So he covers the role of defense, off-turn attacker, and he can shave very well with rainbow damage. So overall, when you package that together, it works very well. So if you look into Cor's kit, and then you start putting down the numbers, you might feel like, hey, he just does 2 HP dump against 2 enemies, that's 4. It's not really that amazing. But first of all, like mentioned on the infographic, he is very versatile. He works well in both offense and defense. And he can be used for rush down because he adds damage to the BT phase. And if you are doing off turn, even better, because now if enemy is attacking all, then 3 times preemptive strike again and again and again. And one of the best thing that I like is that if the enemy is unbroken, so he does preemptive strike, now he breaks the enemy and the enemy delays. So when the enemy comes, the turn comes again, then you do another 3 times preemptive strike. So that is really insane. And he is one of the character that there's a lot of bug in a way, like he has the unlimited loop, infinity loop, and only he can pull that off at the moment. And one thing I like is that when he breaks the enemy, so in another word, if enemy have very high brave during their turn, then every time Cor does a preemptive, it's gonna shave them off, shave their brave off. So it keeps the party, you know, an additional defense. So overall, he feels just really very good to play. 30% HP damage limit out and 4 dump against 2 enemy. So at this point in time, he is also the character that deals the most, how to say it, okay, like before that I mentioned about how HP damage limit up, like Twin have over 90% if you use their FR because it's just 50%, so it does boost the overall damage of your DPS character. So Cor in a way does that, right, because of the additional attack that he do during someone's turn. So at this point he's the best at it. You don't have any other character that would increase it as much as he does. So we have done the calculation, compare it with Twin. Cor is still better. Just to point out one disadvantage of his kit is that his setup is pretty slow because now you have to apply oath buff on more than one party. So you kind of go like S1 BT, then you have to use S1 again, and then there's his EX because he doesn't start with his EX buff, so you have to use his EX. So he needs like 4 turns to start up, but he does get 2 turns at the start of the quest. But still, if you want a smooth, fast play, it will be kind of like slow to set them up. So when to use Cor, just using anytime, anywhere. You can't really go wrong with Cor in your party. He attacks when the enemy attacks. He attacks when your party attacks. So he's insane. Okay, so overall score, I gave him a 9 over 10. So while I did give his FR score a bit low, but to me that shouldn't matter as much. He works perfectly well as an Echo, and his kit is worth 10 over 10. So when you add all that up together, I would give him a 9 over 10. So it's very worth at least get his FR. So good luck with your pool, and thanks for watching, guys.